Class Emails, everybody.
Oh my god.
It's the best show on the internet starring your best friends. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Josh.
And on this program, you send emails to us, and then we read them, and then we talk to you about them.
We answer the questions. Usually it's a question. I don't know.
Sometimes it's not a question.
Sometimes it's like you guys are so sexy, I want a bone. And then we're like, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Fuck it.
Why not bone strangers on the internet through email, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's totally fine.
You can't catch diseases through email.
Unless it's like a Trojan, not the condom.
All right, so our first email of the night is from Amela, who says, "Greetings to Rick Boys." Another listener from Sweden here.
Yes!
Lieutenant Commander Jonas Engman of the USS Vasa. It's a famous historical Swedish ship. Look it up. It's cool. It's kind of like naming a ship the Titanic, but fuck it.
Is that the one that they, like, rose from the water? There's one that they, like, found, and it was, like, perfectly preserved, because Sweden is cold as fuck.
Maybe. I mean, he did say it's like naming a ship the Titanic.
How do you spell it? Let's look it up.
Vasa. I guess we'll take a break in the podcast.
Yeah, this is the one. Oh, man.
It's the one. Holy cow.
Sometimes I'm smart as fuck.
Yeah, what a fun fact. How interesting. I just subscribed to your Patreon, largely because I wanted to hear your take on Discovery. I'm glad somebody liked that.
Yeah, sorry about, like, hating it or whatever.
I was initially planning to donate. I was not initially planning to donate so much as I wound up doing, but I really wanted to belong in the best rank, namely a lieutenant commander.
Yes!
I mean, whatever. There'll be no money in the future anyway, right?
Damn, great point.
That is a great point that everyone should take to heart.
Yes, send us your worthless money that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not gold-pressed latinum, so it doesn't matter. Just send us all your money.
Yeah.
I am an amateur writer and have sort of an ongoing collection of stories, which is essentially a fantasy version of Star Trek.
That's cool.
I realized, to turn a phrase, that much of the technobabble of Star Trek is sufficiently advanced as to actually be interchangeable with magic.
Yep.
So I decided to write stories about a weird crew and a magic ship sailing around the ether beyond their world and exploring.
Whoa.
The mood is sort of campy TOS style, humorously improbable yet profound, or at least that's what I'm going for. I have a Batmancer, i.e. a vampire, a golem, a sentient cookbook called the Gastronomicon, which is a great name.
That's fucking great.
And a wizard cat among the crew, to name a few. A lot of the things...
That sounds awfully derivative.
You had a kill cat. That's different.
I also had a very strong cat.
Yeah, you also had a cat who shall not be named.
That's okay, I own his rights, I think.
Buff cat. A lot of the themes explored center around what it's like to live a vastly different life than us humans do, and how these radically different individuals solve problems and interact with new cultures together.
Like Star Trek.
Like Star Trek, but fantasy. As such, I really liked your discussion around what constitutes fantasy and sci-fi, and I was also genuinely intrigued by the Magics of Megas 2 episode, as it basically does what I'm doing in reverse, placing a sci-fi cast in a literal fantasy setting.
That's interesting. That's fun.
I basically agree with your conclusion that it's a spectrum, where my stories are probably more sci-fi, even though the setting is fantasy. Just like, for instance, Star Wars is more fantasy despite a sci-fi setting.
I agree. Thank you.
So kudos on that sweet, sweet conclusion, I guess.
Thanks!
Thank you.
That was good.
Our talk about sci-fi has been contentious. People have been taking like different stances and agreeing with parts, but not other parts. So I'm glad it stirred up a conversation.
Yeah. I kind of... I was just gonna say, I kind of, like, don't understand why people get so heated about it, because, like, we're always right.
Yeah, we've never said anything that's wrong ever. Like,
I was legitimately gonna say that, like, not to be funny, but like where I think we are, like, because we're very similar, obviously.
Sure.
I always sort of just am like, it's so obvious. Like obviously Star Wars is not science fiction.
Well, sure. I don't
Clearly.
I don't think I've seen anybody saying Star Wars isn't science fiction or isn't science fantasy. Anyway, it isn't.
Sure.
Everybody's on board with it being a fantasy story.
Okay, good. That's all I really care about.
What people aren't completely on board with is our like discussion of fantasy and sci-fi being on a spectrum.
Oh, like
and like what constitutes one or the other. I feel like a lot of the discussion I've seen is people who are like taking BAM's side, and people who are like taking.
I'll never take BAM's side unless I agree with them. I don't know what BAM's side is, so I'm playing both sides.
I don't really remember the specifics of the email either, but I do like seeing people discussing it. I'm glad
I do remember the email he sent, but I don't remember exactly what he said. I think he said sort of like what we said.
Yeah, he was talking about it being a gradient, like a straight line gradient, and then we changed it to more of a spectrum.
Right.
Like a three-dimensional gradient that goes off in different directions.
Like a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jonas continues, I also have a POD, but I can't really take full credit as it's essentially self-pitched in Voyager.
Okay.
I just wanted to propose how great it would be if it was actually realized. There's an episode where the ship is taken over by the Kazon or something, I can't remember, and the Doctor...
They're all the same.
Spacist. And the Doctor, pretty much the only good character in Voyager, for whatever reason, needs to take back the ship, and he muses, what am I supposed to do? Lead a revolt with a gang from Sandrines? Conjure up holograms of Che Guevara and Nathan Hale?
Oh, man.
To answer these hypothetical questions, obviously in reverse order, heck yes, and you just answered your own questions. But he fails to realize his own genius.
Clever. That's clever.
And does some other shit with a psycho betazoid. I don't know.
Yes, that's that one. Yep.
My pitch is, the ship is taken over by the Kazon or something, I can't remember, and the Doctor leads a revolt with the gang from Sandrines and conjures up holograms of Che Guevara and Nathan Hale.
Evil Lincoln?
P.S. Tuvok is pretty good too. He can be in there. My bad.
Oh, and man, that's...
He signed it yours truly /name here, which I thought was great.
That's funny. I guess if we ever decide to talk about Voyager ever again, which I don't know if we ever will.
I think we have a Voyager episode in this collection.
No, we don't. Hold on.
We don't. I think we just have an Enterprise.
It's Enterprise, and there's... God, what is it? No, there is a Voyager. Counterpoint. What is that one? Oh, Jeff.
I would like to blame this on Ben Beeler. Ben Beeler? It's Ben Beeler.
Yeah.
I'd like to blame this on Ben Beeler, who created this collection and gave me all the episodes. I don't remember
what this episode is, so maybe...
It's got a defector in it. That's all it requires.
This looks familiar.
Do you pitch or ditch this? Pitch or ditch?
Pitch it.
I am going to pitch it as well. Like, I would love to see an army of holograms do battle. Especially if they're all, like, ridiculous historical figure holograms.
It just reminds me of Bill and Ted, and I love Bill and Ted.
I also love Bill and Ted.
That mall scene is maybe one of the most underrated scenes from any movie ever.
I love that scene.
It's just amazing, with fucking Extreme playing. It's so good.
Alright, so... Our next email is from Sam Lindstrom, who is a cool artist that you can find on Twitter.
Oh, yeah?
I think it might be at Sam Lindstrom. I don't remember. Oh, no. But you can find him, I'm sure.
It is at Sam Lindstrom. You are right.
Yes, he's cool. He says, good podcast recording time, Trek boys.
Thank you.
It is 1:30 in the morning. With the new Picard show being announced a while back, what do you think about actors being transmuted into mascots? Everybody loves Patrick Stewart because he's the most lovable man of this or any generation, but it feels very old Spock for him to be the as of yet only definitive appeal of the new Star Trek series. Mascot is the only term I can really think of to describe it. Let's throw him up on stage. He can say his catchphrases and remind people of a simpler time when we weren't constantly concerned about tyranny conquering the Western world thanks to sheer ennui.
Great. First of all, great email. Yeah, that's a great. I think that's a good way to put it. I think it speaks more to the laziness of entertainment, or laziness of, I want to say television, but really it's not television anymore. It's like I really believe we've like entered into this like next phase of whatever TV is going to be. So I don't know what to call it.
Streaming.
I was just gonna call it shows, right? Like, cause like I don't know, but like it's just it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's exploitative, self-referential to the point of like it's like sucks, like it's damaging to the thing. But mascot is a great term for it.
Like I was having this conversation earlier with Josh. I mentioned before I do another podcast called Rider Club Radio, and every time a new movie is announced for Kamen Rider, the show that we do the podcast about, people go into a fucking frenzy about which actors they're going to get back and don't give a fuck about what the story is going to be like. And all of them are bad. Like every single one of these movies is terrible.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to care. They're just excited to see a face they've seen before.
Yes.
And I don't want Star Trek to become that. Like, like that's what the JJ movies are, right? Like, here's a character you knew before.
Yeah, he's doing the line. Oh, look, there's a Tribble here. Oh, cool.
It's hard not to be, like, at least a little excited that Patrick Stewart is going to be Jean-Luc Picard again because you love that character so much. Right. But everything else is pointing towards that being not a great thing to happen.
It's preying on people's expectations, and I mean that, like, it's preying on them. Like, it's using them to gain benefit for their agenda, for whatever that might be. I mean, like I don't know, like, why does it have to be that way? Why can't somebody who actually, like, I know this is like way too much to ask, but like, why can't somebody who like the Game of Thrones producers, whose names I can't remember, like, why can't they like love the source material and like treat it with like respect and like want to make it good?
I don't know.
And I'm already
it's not
assuming
like a lofty material to them. Like, to us, Star Trek is like a pinnacle, right? But to them, it's just some old TV show. And like, no matter how much they like it, they don't think of it as like how people thought of Shakespeare, or like as like something that has a canon to it that matters. They only want to put their own stamp on it. They only want, this is our version, and it has different things because it's ours.
Yeah, like the new Harry Potter movies, right? Like
all the fabulous Fantastic Beasts, yeah.
It's like nothing looks like Harry Potter because everything's like got this like new. It suffers from prequelitis, like with the like Star Wars prequels. Like, everything looks newer than the things that came before it, and it's like, but this takes place before that stuff. Like, why does it look like this? It's fucking bonkers, dude. Whatever. That's a whole other fucking.
Sam continues. With this era of Star Trek, they seem to be trying to do anything to wrangle up excitement from longtime fans without really delivering on revitalizing the core spirit.
I
of the
have an idea. Make a good fucking show.
That's the thing. Like, if you made changes to Star Trek, let's say all these same changes that Discovery did happened.
Right.
If it was still written well and had compelling characters, I wouldn't give a fuck.
You can swallow that pill, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. But that's the thing, though, about, like, any good science fiction, and I do mean like science fiction now, like, things have to fit. They gotta make sense logically in a world where history matters in this world. Like, fantasy doesn't, like, history doesn't matter so much in fantasy. This is what Bam talked about, right?
Yeah.
Like, history doesn't matter so much in fantasy because, like, well, there's like vast swaths of time and like eras and whatever, and like this happened then and this happened later.
It's all like background information that isn't necessary to understand the world you're reading about.
It doesn't matter. Like, things happen, cause, effect, but then time passes, it goes away. But in Star Trek, it's historical, so it matters. So you have to pay attention to that. You can't just gloss over it. Why does shit look like that? Oh, I don't know. It just did. Oh, okay. Next show. Try it again. Start over.
Another example of this I know Jeff would relate to is the maintenance of the Looney Tunes IP. After the original theatrical shorts came to an end in the 60s, time and time again they would bring out all the iconic characters for a reboot or a reimagining, and 9 times out of 10 they were either boring, bizarre, or Lunatics Unleashed.
Bizarre.
Which was boring and bizarre.
Dude, that was always so jarring, watching like a new Looney Tunes thing and being like, what is this?
That was the most bizarre because it was like a weird, angular, like Gendy Tartakovsky style, like superhero show.
Yeah.
But with Looney Tunes characters?
Man.
While I'm excited for the new block of shorts they've announced, it has the Looney Tunes cartoons they announced.
Yeah.
It has more to do with the spirit of individual creative liberty they seem to be embracing. On the other hand, that could even be an example of them shifting their mascot from the more definitive Bugs Bunny to the more nebulous concept of auteur cartooning that Looney Tunes fans have come to identify with the series.
Whoa.
But then does every appealing aspect of a franchise eventually become mascot fodder? Is it only a mascot if it's understandably shallow? I guess it only really matters if it's executed well. Will they eventually be marketing the newest Star Trek series as a slow, methodical exploration of unknowable philosophical questions in an attempt to bring out the best in humanity going forward? Or is that a core audience... Or is the core audience never going to have the marketing sway necessary to convince the company to embrace the core of what came before?
I think you're talking about two different things.
Like,
a
mascot has to be a character.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think like what we're really talking about is time and change, and the inability for us to move on from characters like Picard is the real problem. Like, they should be making new, interesting... I know this is like such a hand wave and like, just fix it, right? But like, they should be making new and interesting Star Trek series that take place in a world that doesn't necessarily involve Picard. Like, he can be there. Like, if you want him in your show, awesome, right? But it shouldn't be about him, because he's old. And like, he had his time. But we're talking about also corporations, and they love not changing, so...
I think mascot is probably being used as, bait. Like, it's like viewer bait.
Yes.
It's Picard is being dangled in a hook in front of our faces to get us to bite so that they can reel us in for the show. Like, we know absolutely nothing about this show except there's a hook dangling in front of us with a big juicy Picard worm on it.
Well, if it's anything like Discovery, they also don't know anything about the show. And I don't mean Star Trek, I mean the actual show they're making.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what the fuck they want it to be. So,
and it's like, and that's the thing that was happening with the Looney Tunes he was pointing out, is it's Looney Tunes were being used as a marketing ploy. It was all a way to like get people watching your show so you could sell toys or whatever.
Right. It's superficial. It's there's a word I'm looking for, but it's 1 in the morning and I can't think of it.
Sure, it's almost 2 in the morning.
Sorry, I'm still on old time.
That's fine.
Wait,
old time from like a month ago.
It'd be like 3, I guess.
Like, the thing about the Looney Tunes is like, they worked because they were like vehicles for comedy. Like, the shorts aren't about them. They're in different circumstances every single short. They have no established history. They have personalities to react to the story.
Right, that's just like Star Trek. It's not necessarily about like Picard. It's about the situation that he's in and the moral of the human story that's going on.
Star Trek existed before Picard and it existed after Picard.
Right, exactly.
He is being treated as a mascot of the franchise, though.
Yes.
Which is not a great thing.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
Like, having a mascot is a great way to market something, but Star Trek I don't know. It always feels shallow and like you're going against the entire like point of the series to be like so heavily into marketing Star Trek that you have to have a mascot. Like,
yeah, there's
a reason why there was
Trek.
never a Tribble character with a little face on Saturday morning cartoons.
Right. Dude, I agree. I agree with you. Star Trek is too good of a show to have to be lowered to this like cheap corporate schlock that they're shoving at you.
And there's the thing about Star Trek is there's a core methodology and a core morality to the series that as long as you have that, you can tell whatever stories you want.
Right, which I think goes to sort of my point of like, let's move on and focus on like, I mean, I'm not, again, like you want Picard there, fine, but like,
yeah, I'm fine with that too.
You're gonna have better, you have to have good stories and better other characters too.
And they might. I mean, this might be a great series for all we know, but like,
God, I hope you're right.
Picard is being used as the worm on the end of the hook for us. We don't know what's above the water. We could be being slaughtered.
We will be.
But, well, so many people are just like super happily biting on that hook. And I can't blame them because, again, like I said, I was excited to learn that Patrick Stewart was going to be Picard again. But I'm also very wary.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like your friend walks by, like, you're like a caveman and your friend walks by a bush and a tiger eats him. Like, you're not going to walk by that bush again. It's a little more drastic of an example.
Drastic,
but it feels like that, like, emotionally, right?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like you're being led down this, like, path where you're like, oh, I know what this is.
Well, this happened before, is the thing. Like, I don't... Sam made the correct... like analogy when he talked about old Spock.
Right.
Like everybody was super psyched for Spock to be back.
Yeah.
But that didn't make the movie any better. It's still a bad movie.
He was well, I mean, God, there's so much about that.
He was a mascot character in that movie.
It's I don't even want to talk about it. It's so depressing.
Sure.
Not only that is he's Leonard Nimoy was old as fuck at that point, and it was like, this guy has no business. Like, not no bit, but he cannot do this. Like, I don't want to see Spock
super unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't want to see Spock like literally dying. Like, come on.
So he signs his email off as Sam Lindstrom, Chief Bobby Pin Inspector on the USS Hazelwitch.
Is that a job?
It is now. Our next email is entitled 2 a.m. Email by James O'Fallon.
Oh my god, it's 1:50.
That's pretty close. Maybe we should wait 10 minutes in silence.
All right, I'll just edit 10 minutes of silence right here.
We'll just go ahead and wait. Hold on.
I have to pee.
All right, so he starts the email with Trickle Dickle Bickles.
Yeah.
I love the episode you guys just did. I love the part when Josh verbed his own noun while Jeff said had adjective noun about character. Great job.
I see what he's doing. It's funny.
Yikes. As you may tell, I'm writing this at 2 a.m. while watching Deep Space Nine.
Oh, sweet, though.
I don't know quite what will make it into this email. I'm sort of just winging it. First, I'd like to say that M-Class gave me the last push I needed to watch Deep Space Nine, and I'm glad I am.
We'll push you right off that Deep Space Nine cliff. Don't you worry.
Whatever happens while you're falling is up to you.
That's right. But know that when you hit the bottom, you're going to be sad. It's a good show.
It's true.
The bottom is the end of the show.
The last episode of the show is definitely like fucking hitting the bottom.
Man, I get every single time I watch it, I'm like, all right, I'm fucking sad as fuck.
It is very sad.
Your friends are gone. It sucks, dude.
Second, let's see what happens when I stream of consciousness a peyote.
Oh my god, our first almost live peyote.
I am a big fan of people using peyote since Boston Sean hates it.
I'm a fan of anything that anybody hates. Wait. No, don't. That's not true.
Don't quote him on that. Deep Space Nine. O'Brien finds a malfunction in one of the holosuites that seemingly turns the station into one giant hologram generator.
Mm-hmm.
Some kid on the station dreams up a big demon or something, and Klingons come over and fight it because they do that.
Sure.
Then Quark says, "Hey guys, money me please." B
That
plot.
sounds like us.
We're pretty much Quarks.
Go to patreon.com/mclasspodcast.
Money me please.
Thanks, Quark.
B-plot, Jake has been studying ancient Earth literature and is reading The Wizard of Oz. He dreams of the Tin Man, and then Data shows up. Hijinks ensue.
Oh, that's a pretty clever way to get, like, Data to show up.
I'm all about Data showing up on Deep Space Nine, so I'll always pitch that.
Yeah, I'll pitch the fuck out of it. Anything with Data.
Next email, please. Oh, he signs off as Junior Engineer James of the USS Icarus.
Oh, that's a great ship name. Thank you. That was great.
Stay away from the suns. Our next email is from Bart. Although
Simpson?
it's titled Charles, so I'm not sure. He says, "Hey Josh and Jeff. Hello. I know you've been doing this for a while now, but I hope the two of you are still having fun with the podcast."
I hate it.
Oh, I was gonna say I liked it.
I'm being sarcastic. You couldn't tell, duh.
Oh, well, that also hurt my feelings then, because you just implied that I'm dumb.
I'm like a cool guy who doesn't give you an inch.
He's given me at least 1 inch before, guys.
At least one.
It's the
on
top,
a good day.
It's the top of my playlist every Wednesday night. Oh, thank you.
Awesome. That's very nice.
You have a time for some peyote? Oh, we do.
Oh, I love doing peyote.
Enterprise. In the unmade fifth season. Oh, no. Wait. In the unmade
Give
fifth
me the
season.
Enterprise eps, please.
We're on the eve of the first attack of the Romulan War.
Yep.
Daniel stole back the cloak detector, and Archer is scrambling to correlate 4 species worth of...
I got it. I got you.
I always try to edit as I read, but sometimes people have a lot of typos, and it fucks me up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Archer is scrambling to correlate 4 species worth of contradicting reports and keep up with the ship movements around the quadrant. This is intercut with scenes of an eerily calm Romulan war room. The calm confidence of an empire that hasn't lost in decades against the chaos of a federation that's trying to find itself. I'm thinking of Tora, and I hope that comes across.
Oh, that's so good.
Hell yeah.
That's so good. Oh shit.
I would pitch that. You gotta have more in the episode, I think, but I would pitch that.
That's like a very good like baseline, but you sold me with the Tora thing.
Hell yeah.
I can see where it would go. That's like a whole like oh man, that's so good. All right, yeah, pitch it.
Anyway, I also want to pitch a Trek Boys trivia night. I think it'd be cool, and maybe Tapan could stop by with some words of encouragement.
Oh, fuck, that'd be great.
Dude, we should do a Trek Boys trivia night.
We should do us versus fans and, like, just kick their ass 9 ways a Sunday.
We'd have to have a host for that.
I'm pretty sure nobody would beat us. I'm pretty sure we could sing... Jeff, you and I could, like, take on any comers. And I mean that spelled both ways.
We would be a completely unbeatable team. It would be a
wrecking crew of fucking trivia. It would be disgusting how much we would win.
Yeah, you guys would have to cry. You would have to cry at how badly.
You would leave in tears.
You would never watch Star Trek again. You would be so destroyed.
You would hate Star Trek so much because we are so much smarter at it.
We'll have to figure out if we can get a host.
Yeah. I mean, we already know somebody.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, what the best way to do this would be.
It would be tough.
Like, I don't know.
It could be a stream.
I think it could be a stream, but, like, how do we answer without giving everybody the answer?
Right. It would have to, like, have an... it would... We'd have to write it down and not look at the stream.
Yeah, we would not be watching the stream.
Yeah.
We could write it down.
Right.
How would we show the audience what we wrote down?
We would really have to be in the same room, though, which I think would... Because we'd have to confer with each other. We'd have to, like...
That's true.
Somehow we would have to, like, be able to talk to each other without them hearing us.
That's true. I mean, that could be as simple as whoever's streaming, like, muting the stream while we're talking.
We could have, like, them do that, yeah.
Yeah, like... I mean, I could stream it easy, and, like, I have a different slider for music and for audio. Yeah. I could just turn our audio off and keep the music on.
Yep.
We'll figure this out, because this sounds fun as hell. Like, I appreciate that suggestion, because that's really good.
And the winner controls the universe.
The winner gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, fuck. From Star Trek? I love that episode.
Do you remember that episode where Data gets the Infinity Gauntlet?
I heard that Data was made out of pieces of the Infinity Gauntlet.
That would explain so much.
That's a little bit of cross-world fanfic going on.
I'll let you guys go now. The Orions kicked me out of their ship and shot me out headed towards the nearest star. I've got about 5 hours left with just me and a sex dummy they left here.
They shoot you in, like, the Spock torpedo? Yeah,
except it's male. Looks like Shrek. Signed, Bart, Captain of Escape Capsule Theta 7. This is the guy who escaped Rorapenthe.
Oh, fuck. This dude is getting fucked 9 ways.
Yeah, things have not been going well for old Bart, previously known as Charles.
You need a vacation on Ryza, dude.
Like, if you go anywhere near the edge of the Beta Quadrant, we're kind of close to there. Let us know. We'll pick you up.
I just had, like, a funny vision of Bart/Charles on Ryza. Like, the camera, like, pans up, and he's, like, got a Horgon sitting there, and he's drinking out of, like, a coconut or something. And then the camera just, like, pans over to the dummy sitting next to him. Like, the sex doll is there with him.
And the sex doll has its own coconut.
That's very Airplane. It's like such an Airplane.
It really is. Thank you for the email, though, Bart. Especially the trivia night thing. That might be a great thing for patrons.
Yeah. You get to take on us. Take on us.
Take on us.
Against Star Trek. It's really late, and I'm so tired, but there's a theme song.
We'll get it by the time the stream happens for sure.
For sure.
Our next email is from Yakub, who says, "Don't talk to me before I had my morning Trek, boys."
Thank you. I agree.
I understand all the Discovery Classic alienation criticism, but I think Saru from Discovery comes from a fascinating race. Mm-hmm. The Kelpians are focused on survival so much that they developed a sense and physical characteristics which lets them know about possible danger.
What just happened?
I tripped over a word and decided to go with it.
I loved it.
I tasked myself with coming up with a concept for a new alien race that could appear in Trek even for one episode. Here comes the pitch.
All right.
B-plot. Tilly binges old nature documentaries.
Okay.
A-plot. The Discovery is trapped in an asteroid field. The warp is unavailable and spore drive use has been forbidden. As they slowly
retcon that one, huh?
Sure, it breaks down and they just ditch it in a ditch.
They're just like, this is the most valuable thing ever. Let's not use it anymore.
As they slowly putter on impulse, they notice an object following closely behind them. The scans show it's a manned craft, but it doesn't respond to hails.
Okay.
It appears to be collecting the particles that the impulse drive exhausts, and it's gaining on the Discovery.
There's an Enterprise episode like this.
Pike goes to red alert, but withholds action when Tilly bursts onto the bridge.
Is Pike here now?
Yeah, it's season 2.
Is he the captain of this thing now? Is that what's going on?
In season 2, Pike takes control of the Discovery.
Oh, so is that what happens to Pike? Suppose that's why he's not the captain of the Enterprise anymore? Is that where they're going with this?
Maybe.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
Probably.
That's why he's not the captain, and then that's where Kirk comes in. It's like where it diverges.
Hopefully they don't they did get somebody new to play Spock, so they'll probably do the same for Kirk.
I don't want there to be a Spock.
No. Continuing. Mm-hmm. She's rambling about watching Planet Earth and about sharks and suckerfish. At the same time, the alien craft sends a thank you message and disappears off the instruments. The captain cancels Red Alert and tasks Tilly to make an entry about this encounter in the databanks.
Mm-hmm.
She logs the newly met race as the Remorans.
Okay.
That's it.
I like that. I think that's good. That's like the most Star Trek-ass thing I've ever heard from Discovery. I'll pitch that. That was good.
It would be great if after because I mean it has to be like a full-length episode, right?
Right.
If after the ship won't respond to hails, they try and figure out ways to get rid of the ship. Like maybe if we send out too much exhaust, its instruments won't be able to intake it or whatever.
Right.
And that just makes it even better at what it's doing.
Yeah, like it's like they believe it's a parasite. What would be even better is that happens, what Jeff said, but in the end, you find out that the Remoran ship, actually like prevented like a breach of some kind or something by like intaking the exhaust or whatever.
Yeah.
Like as like the crew of the Discovery thinks it's a parasite, but really it's a symbiote. I think that would be really interesting.
I would punch this up even more with the fact that they don't know it's a craft when it shows up. It looks too biological. Like they're on the fence about whether it's a craft or not.
Yeah, they don't know what it is. Yeah.
And when it like absorbs the particles and stuff and they learn about the suckerfish, then they are like 100% thinking that it's like an actual creature, but then they get the text message from them that says thank you.
Right. Yep. All right.
That's a damn good episode. I'm into it.
Yep.
We did that together, Yakub. We all worked together.
High five.
He says, yours commensal, Ensign of Sciences Yakub, aboard the USS Sea Cucumber.
Damn, the proud members of the Sea Cucumber.
Served 20 years on the Sea Cucumber.
Ah, that fine vessel.
Our next email is from Tapon.
Oh, for God's sake.
Although it's titled to the shitty little satellite that I love so much.
Wait, that doesn't sound like Tapon.
I'm curious about this email.
This does not. Tapon... Is he going through the pond far?
I don't know. It starts out, Ensigns Pennington and Henderson. Tampon here, of the Tampons radio program.
This is not Tampon. Tampon doesn't say this.
Aboard the USS Tampons radio program. We are working hard to produce the usual drivel you've come to expect. You know, theoretical nonsense on logic or entreaties on Serenity or some other bullshit. Anyway,
this is a fucking... What is happening?
Just wanted to drop you a line to tell you about some recent changes to the programming.
Okay.
Our flathead producers here at the Tampons radio program have decided that I am dull, my haircut is terrible, my wardrobe is without shoulder pads, and my show is not entertaining enough to continue having the best time slot on the USS... on the USS Tampons radio program schedule.
Is this like when the janitors take over the radio station and they change formats?
Maybe.
Is that what this is?
Maybe.
Does anyone understand that reference? Does anyone remember the radio?
We live in the 24th century, so no.
Oh, right. I mean, of course they don't remember that.
Starting tomorrow, one host with the most will be heading up to the 20 to 7 o'clock time slot. I don't know how to say military time correctly.
2000 hours.
You know him from his criminally popular drive time show, Leader of the Targ Park. He's the best broadcaster on either side of the neutral zone, the amazing Sub-Commander Hoteen.
Hoteen?
Hoteen's show will deal with galactic politics. His arguments even had me believing that reunification is worthless.
Wow,
Call-ins for those... Call-ins for those weary of their positions in the Federation, and a handy guide to the best, most secure communication channels to transmit on. A good show for Starfleet personnel.
This is like some Tokyo Rose shit. You guys know who Tokyo Rose is?
Yes.
You do. I know you do, but like, do they know who Tokyo Rose is?
I have it on.
Can they answer me?
Yeah, tell him, guys. Stop being quiet. You've been quiet for a million shows. Fucking tell us. I have it on good authority that in the first show he has booked some Orion slave girls and a few Plutonians to agree to wrestle for our entertainment.
This is like this is like if Tapan was like Howard Stern.
Yeah. I'm genuinely sorry for the poor quality of my programming thus far, as well as my general shoddy personality. I blame it on my lack of activity during Pon Far. Even enforced 7-year sex cycles don't help me cloak my warship, so to speak.
I knew it.
Maybe in 4 years, 7 months, and 12 days, I'll lighten up a bit.
Damn, dude.
Signed, Live Long and Suck It. Tampon. Tampon's soon-to-be replaced radio program. The USS Tampon's radio program. P.S. Hey, Pennington, you mentioned those heaters I gave you had a bunch of numbers on them. Mind reading them on the air, please? Just want to make sure you got them all. Read them on the air.
Jesus.
I noticed something a little strange about this email.
Yeah.
There are certain letters of the email that are capitalized and bolded.
Sure. So you put a code in it. It's a code.
So I spent a little bit of time with our supercomputer.
Yeah.
Trying to get this code through, and I finally figured out that it says Federation
Okay.
ship
Yep.
Titan, Federation ship Titan,
Okay, Riker's ship.
spotted at Galorndon Core.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud!
It's fucking codes.
I said that out loud! Oh
Well,
no!
now they know that we know, though, so that's good.
No, now we transmitted that to all of them.
Oh, we fucking... Oh, God. We just
God!
did
I'm gonna get demoted again!
Nah, it's like impossible, dude.
They're gonna send me to an even worse satellite.
Nah, let's just fucking watch more Balky show.
Oh, fuck. I love those guys.
Cousin Larry.
Fuck. You know what? Things would be different around here if fucking Balky was in charge. We would be, like, reunified already. Like, Vulcans and Romulans would be reunified, and they would all sing the song of Meepos and do the happy dance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fucking, like, that's what Balky does to any culture. That's what they did to us in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, I'm
Humans,
gonna
that is.
guess that Balky was helping out Zephram Cochrane.
He must have.
He really is the forefather we didn't know we had. Anyway, I would like to apologize to High Command.
Sorry.
Sorry to Captain Riker and his wife. Hopefully, your death is swift and painless.
No, dude, he's just gonna do the Riker maneuver and gather up.
Is
all
that when he pulls out before he jizzes?
Metro? No, the other one.
Oh, okay, the one in the books. Okay. Hopefully that email doesn't get us into too much trouble.
I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what it was because there's a lot going on. Right
Yeah, things changed quite rapidly in
we
that email.
shifted gears hard. I don't know.
Our next email.
I kind of missed Tapan.
Yeah, hopefully Tapan isn't dead.
He's not dead.
God, what a horrible day in Federation history if Tapan died.
Well, we'll just take him to the fucking Genesis planet and just make him be Tapan again.
They destroyed that.
We'll just make another one.
We'll just fucking make another one. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm a scientist. We can do it.
We have, like, a ton of shit down in, like, the lower decks that the Federation just, like, got rid of. Do you think
How
the
much
Genesis device is down there?
Maybe, but, like, how much does proto matter? Can we find some of that?
There might be some down there.
All right, we'll look.
Anyway, our next email is from Phantom Thief Goofus.
Oh, love that Goofus.
Love that Goofus. He says, "Ahoy, Trek boys."
Hi.
I like saying that because of the rhyme. How's it going? I hope it's going all right. It was going a lot better before that last email, Goofus. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad about my Vulcan friend Tampon.
Yeah. He got flushed down the toilet like so many before him.
Yeah, it's not good for your pipes, man.
No.
You gotta have like a special like throwaway zone.
I don't have any pitches. My writers went on strike.
Oh, wow.
What do you think other races' architecture looks like? Do you think Betazoids have use for doors? Their weddings are all nude, so why not the domestic life? I bet Klingons have a bunch of spikes or something. Signed, Phantom Thief Goofus, captain and founder of Cool Crimes Incorporated. And then in brackets he put, "Be seeing you soon."
That's terrifying. These emails are really creeping me out.
Why is everyone threatening us?
I don't know if it's like 2 a.m. and I'm like kind of spooked out by or whatever, but like these are crazy.
I'm scared.
Is the question, do I think aliens use doors?
The question is, do Betazoids use doors?
Of course.
But their weddings are nude.
But that doesn't mean you want to spend every moment around somebody by not having doors.
They do. Betazoids do have clothes.
Yeah.
They only get naked during weddings because that's like when you're supposed to be bearing yourself.
Right. It's symbolic.
It's symbolic.
And it's like a wedding ring, but a lot hotter than a wedding ring.
Well,
or grosser.
Depending, really. It's like a seesaw, right?
It could go either way. But there's like doors are mainly for like security and like warmth. That's why we have doors.
And as we've learned, Betazoids can go insane and become murderers. So having a door would be very useful.
Of course, I'm pretty sure that every society that uses buildings probably has doors.
True.
I mean, it's just, you know.
Do you think Goofus is gonna kill us?
You know what? If he does, I just hope it's quick.
I never got to use the holosuite.
I mean, go to town, man. I won't bother you. And
our next
computer
email.
Set up a sensor log for what goes on in the hall.
What? What was that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Continue reading.
Our next email is from James.
Hi, James.
Who says, "A hizzle, Trek Bizzles."
It's like Snoop Dogg talk from 2004.
Man. Do you remember 2004? I don't, because I wasn't born then.
Oh, I mean, no. I'll agree with that.
All I have this week is a pitch it or ditch it. Sadly, not about Dookie or written at 2 a.m., but in fact stolen from my friend's D&D session.
We're doing that thing again where everyone is doing the same thing. This is so weird.
Why are you all the same guy?
I sometimes think that this is not a real thing, and people... this is so weird.
You think I write all these?
No. I don't. No, because you'd have to write them and then make sure that we did the same thing that they're doing. It's creepy.
Okay, I'm going to skip this email for 2 reasons.
Okay, cool.
One, this is Junior Engineer James O'Fallon of the USS Icarus, who already sent in an email.
Okay.
And 2, it's real long. Next email.
That takes care of that.
Thanks for sending that in, though. Our next email is from Ben Beeler. I always say Baylor. I don't know why. Ben Beeler.
I just call him Desrath because that's what I know him from the streams and stuff.
Desrath, who says, "Trek Boys.
Hello.
Pitchers or ditchers?"
This is the, like, dollar store version of pitchers or ditchers.
Pitchers or ditchers? Worf. Sincerely, Captain Desrath of the USS Lollipop. I hear that's a good ship.
I totally walked right into that.
I stole that joke from him.
I stole
that joke from Desrath.
Oh, he said it?
He did. He didn't say it in the email. He said it in the Discord.
That's funny.
I'm gonna pitch Worf at all times. Worf is good.
I don't understand. Worf forever.
Pitch Worf.
Worf with like the corn R.
Ugh.
Like the backwards R, maybe?
No. Oh shit, we have an incoming transmission.
Oh shit, oh fuck, Jesus. Oh,
communication for the inhabitants of relay satellite TRK BO15.
Is that us?
Oh, that relays to satellite M. Okay.
Oh, good.
I was like, shit, somebody butt dialed. From Sean M, a dink who draws pictures. Another Sean.
What's with everyone saying dink lately? Is that from... Oh, it's from The Good Place, that's why.
Yeah. I said it the other day, and it's not even... I don't even watch The Good Place that much.
I love that show.
It is a good show. Hey guys, big fan of the series and always eager to see what new collections you'll come up with. I hope you do a Tribble collection, if for nothing else than to get you to talk more about the Star Trek cartoon.
We definitely should, because that episode of TOS is classic as fuck.
It is.
And you get to watch it twice.
We could do the Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to see it twice.
I have a question I wanted to swing your way, and a sort of peyote, so here we go.
Okay.
With the recent release of Star Trek vs. Transformers adding to the franchise's long run of odd crossovers, it's a comic.
I'm going to pretend I know about this, sure.
That's a comic. Having our favorite crews encounter the likes of the X-Men, the Legion of Superheroes, Doctor Who, the Planet of the Apes, the Green Lanterns, and Xenomorphs from Aliens.
Doctor Who is interesting. That might be like one of the most interesting ones.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good fit, actually.
Yeah, because he's kind of Q-like, right?
It's a hell of a lot better than the X-Men.
Or the Xenomorphs from Alien.
Yeah, the X-Men is such a weird comic. Did you ever read that one?
I never read that one.
It's from the 90s, so it's like...
all those comics are just like the characters winking at each other the whole time.
Pretty much. I mean, like, Wolverine gives Worf a cigar, and he's like, here's a stogie, and Worf's like, stogie?
Right. He knows what one is. He smoked one when he was a cowboy.
Yeah. I was curious, if you were able to do a Star Trek crossover story without any fear of licensing or legal issues, what franchise would you cross it over with, and which version or series of Star Trek would you use?
Man.
I would do Toe Jam and Earl, and I would have them cross over with TNG.
Holy shit, you knew the answer to that right away.
I have a vinyl figurine of Toe Jam on my desk as well.
Dude, I remember staying up all night trying to beat the second one. I love that game so much.
I fucking love that game too. The first one is like really fucking good, but I think the second one is my favorite.
The first one's great, but it'll make you punch something.
Yeah.
If you fall through like 8 levels, you'll fucking want to die. Oh man. Oh god. Fuck. I don't know what would
fit. It's a tough one.
Yeah, what would fit? Like, what if... alright, what if he did like out of... like everyone's thinking space and space, right? Like what if he did like Star Trek, but like another thing exists within the universe that happened before. Like,
hey, why don't we do like a fantasy story, and like Star Trek, they go back in time and they're like, wait, why is this like a weird fantasy time? We have to find out why.
That would be great. Or if it's... what if it's just like Braveheart and Star Trek? And they go back and it's just like, oh, there's William Wallace.
They should do like I lost it. I lost my train of thought, everybody.
There's an Enterprise episode where T'Pol and Archer go back to Detroit in the 2000s. That one's awesome. What if it's just like Star Trek and like Law and Order? Just completely random.
All right, I'm gonna choose Star Trek and Webster. Oh wait, that already happened. Look it up.
Oh, Webster, you were the better version of that other show.
Well, I think I might be wrong.
What was that other show? Silver Spoons? Was that the one where...
no, it is Webster. Rich? I was right.
It was Webster. Yeah.
I looked
Webster
it
had
up.
like a tunnel. Remember when he hid from the robbers in like his tunnel?
No.
I do.
I didn't watch a whole lot of Webster, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing. It was great.
I don't know. I feel like crossovers are, like Josh said, it's just like the two shows winking at each other a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's cute. It's dumb. Like
there's a crossover episode technically of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where the new girl is in it, Zoe Deschanel, like the same character.
That's pretty fun.
And it's just Jake Peralta, the main character, commandeers her car so that he can chase a perp, and she just complains about it the whole time. And then once that scene is over, she's not in it anymore.
That's fucking great.
I would love that type of crossover.
Yeah, that works great.
Like the episode with the Bell Riots in Deep Space Nine, where like Kira and O'Brien keep jumping to different time periods.
I love when they go to the 60s.
Yeah, they go to they jump to the 70s, and the cast of that 70s show is there.
Oh my god! Yes, you're like on a whole nother level right now. I can't even keep up with how great this is. That's incredible. Fuck, dude.
I did it. I did it!
End the entire show. It's not gonna get better than that.
Okay, as for my peyote, during the final systems test of the new Intrepid-class starship, the Voyager, an unknown error with the new experimental drive unit causes the ship to jump across space and find itself deposited deep in the unexplored Delta Quadrant.
That's already that show, but also, like, why is it always experimental drive? I hate that.
The ship, heavily damaged by the jump and understaffed by a skeleton crew of engineers, security officers, and a few others, including the new Captain Janeway and her first officer Tuvok, to deal with their dangerous predicament.
More like Captain Lameway.
Oh no, you misogynist! The crew of the Voyager must struggle to keep the ship working using whatever technology and parts they can get their hands on as they try to find a way home, as well as dealing with a myriad of unknown cultures and life forms in the Delta Quadrant, and no mention of the damn Maquis at all. Thanks for your time and for the many laughs, Sean M. I'm going to pitch that for no Maquis.
Yeah, I'll pitch that. There's the Stargate show Prometheus was exactly that show, and it was interesting for the very reasons that you kind of laid out in your pitch.
Yeah, having it be damaged would go worlds difference for the Voyager story. Their ship is almost always in almost perfect order.
Is that what it's called? Stargate Prometheus? Stargate
Atlantis?
No, it's fuck. What was it?
I don't know.
But, like, they didn't know how the... Andromeda, sorry. Fuck,
dude, they
Stargate
went
Andromeda.
Nuts with the Stargates. They went nuts.
There's like 6 of them.
I only watched SG-1 in the movie, so...
But in Andromeda, they like, are on a Stargate ship that they don't know how to work, because it's, like, alien, and they're, like... They get trapped on it, because, like, there's a bunch of Stargates, like, on the ship that, like, go to different places.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's... I always thought that was cool. It allowed you to, like... explore the ship in a way that made it like you could do different things every episode, which was cool.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It was pretty cool.
It sounds a lot better than Andromeda starring Kevin Sorbo.
Well, he's insane, so
he is a legitimate fucking psycho. So
yeah, he's probably did too many steroids and his brain is fried now. So
well, thank you for the email, Sean. We appreciate it. Yeah, and speaking of Sean's, here's Boston Sean Dupree.
I knew this guy was coming.
He says, Troy boys.
All right, yeah.
Big fan of Luoxana here.
Me too.
Me
Wait, what?
3. I love Luoxana.
Nah, she's the best.
I've noticed some stellar pitches going around here. Well, I've brought a couple pitches of my own, and one that Rich and I did together.
Nice.
1. Deanna's mother is visiting the ship. Deanna's all, mother is so annoying. But to her surprise, Luoxana makes herself sparse. The ship computer reveals that she spent most of her time in the holodeck. Deanna investigates and finds holocopies of all the men on the ship in very revealing attire.
Oh my god.
Tune in Friday at 8 for Luoxana Get Some.
That's, like, disturbing.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Have sex with fake men that don't exist.
Yeah, you kind of have to, like... Or, like, dead people. That sounded worse than I meant it to.
Like, people who aren't in existence any longer are fine. Like, historical people are fine. Like, if she wants to go in there and fuck Kirk, she can do that.
Yeah, or, like, people who've donated their body to holographic science.
I'd do that.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, when I die, you can scan my body and make me into a hologram that fucks people.
Like, not only just fucks people, like, you would also be one of the people who are, like, doing Henry V. with.
Right, you could be, like, a template character that gets put into these, like, an NPC character, right?
I'd be happy with that.
That'd be cool.
Number 2, special credit to Rich, who came up with the scenario. Data decides to watch some old 20th century TV in order to get a better understanding of human recreation. It's called Perfect Strangers, Josh.
Yeah.
He decides that each of his friends need individual theme songs and takes it upon himself to follow them around playing their accompanied music. How will he accomplish this? The answer can be found in The Measure of a One-Man Band.
Oh my god.
That's fucking ingenious, that title.
That's great. Yeah, I'll pitch that one because that title sold me.
I'll pitch that one as well. If all the themes are like the Perfect Strangers
Standing tall
on the wings of our dreams, rise and fall. I'll do the whole fucking thing. 3, the Dominion has been defeated. The biggest players in the Alpha Quadrant have put aside their differences and drove a common foe from their territory.
Yep, I saw this already.
Big party at Deep Space Nine, y'all. And what a party was had. Romulans drinking blood wine with Klingons, Bajorans and Cardassians in the same room. All the while, Admiral Ross and Commander Kira watch over the promenade, discussing what peace means for the sector.
I will only pitch this if a Klingon ship guy kisses a nurse from sickbay, like in that iconic World War II photo.
Peace is like a sunny day, Commander. It's easy to forget that it'll rain again when you're enjoying it.
Damn.
The Romulans leave the party first, wishing everyone a fond farewell, and as their ships disembark, a strange energy wave is emitted which gently rocks the station. Everyone's a little dazed, but as they come to, they find that the universal translators have been damaged beyond repair. Similar attacks have occurred at celebrations on other major planets throughout Federation space. Deep Space Nine Season 8 begins with Fall of Babel.
Damn, dude.
That's a really good one. That's like a really good pitch.
Yeah.
Like, especially if they can't figure out how to fix it right away. Like, how do you communicate? You'd have to get, like, people who know Klingon.
Right, you'd have to... It would emphasize the need for those people again, which I think is an interesting twist, right?
Yeah. Like
you rely
a profession
so much
that hasn't been around in, like, large numbers for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years.
Right, like, you gotta go back to, like, Ensign Sato, where she, like, learns all these languages, right?
I'll pitch that. I'll hard pitch that, actually. I really like that one.
Yeah.
As always, thanks for reading. Hope you guys are safe orbiting that stupid planet. Petty Transport Officer Boston Sean aboard the USS Tapon's radio program. You got some shit going down over there, dude. Like, I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but, like, some shit's happening.
Someone's, like, pirating your fucking bandwidth over here, dude.
Like, we got
His name's Poutine or something? What was his name?
Hotine.
Yeah, Poutine.
Sub-Commander Hotine?
We got Tampon, Poutine. What's gonna be next?
Josh has got a shtick going, everybody.
I'm like that's someone's stupid grandfather. Ooh, Poutine, Tampon.
That was Cotton Hill, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
That was what's his name? The guy that Hank Hill's based on.
Oh, the Stapler guy.
No,
he's the voice of the Stapler guy, right?
Maybe.
Not
actually,
like
I'm thinking
movie,
about like the teacher, the gym teacher for Beavis and Butthead. Is who I'm thinking of.
The gym teacher was like the roid guy.
Yeah. And he was always, I don't know, somebody was always going,
Oh, yes. No, yes. The guy from Beavis and Butthead who was their neighbor who looked like Hank Hill?
Yes, that guy.
Yes. He was bald, though.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We got there.
Our next email is from Rich.
What? Now what?
We just heard about this guy.
Yeah,
they do have a chat room that they're all in together. They could definitely have coordinated some of this.
Yeah.
Yo, Trekkie Bees.
Cool.
Given that I got such nice compliments from the two of you on the last two Boston Sean's Pitch It or Ditch It.
Oh, look at this guy.
There you go, Sean. I used the full title, okay?
Plugging your friend over here.
I'll keep this streak going as long as I can. Maybe have to be a two-parter. It's a long one.
Oh, jeez.
It's called Corrective Measures.
Okay, like eye doctor?
This has a lot of words.
Yeah.
The crew are sitting down for dinner at a cybernetics symposium on Draxum 4,
That place.
where a group think they may have cracked the Soong method for artificial life.
What?
Guest of honor Data uncharacteristically offends the delegation by arriving hours late.
And he says, too soon?
Later, Beverly and Data are walking to their quarters. Data admits that he has felt distracted recently and has restarted his dream program to unpack new information in a more human way.
I was dreaming about fire and birds again.
Probably. Long hallways that he keeps going down forever.
Creepy.
He confides that he isn't feeling himself, but seems excited at the prospect of becoming an unreliable human. An amused but concerned Beverly comforts him and says that sometimes everyone can forget the little social graces, but he tells her it should be impossible for him to forget anything.
Right.
Crusher says not to overstretch and to come see her if things get worse.
Oh, Jesus. This sounds like a come on.
Are you fully functional? When Data gets back to his quarters, he ignores Beverly's advice and reinitializes his dreaming program. He twitches in his sleep.
Oh, shit.
Titles.
Like that weird data
Oh, what?
twitch. That weird data twitch. I'm doing it. You can't see it.
I see it. We're not on the same side of the satellite, but I can see it through the windows.
Oh, look through the window. Like I'm doing it.
Get back inside. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Fast forward, miss the start, go back, then decide to lose the first line of dialogue to just start the episode. What?
What?
Is this getting meta?
What?
Ignore that. Strike it. Data is in the group of scientists' lab recounting some of the cybernetic experiments he's undertaken, from Law to his encounters with Lore. He turns the questioning to them, wanting to know how they've been able to replicate him. The turning point was the introduction of the genius scientist with a natural gift for cybernetics, a secretive and scarred woman. She reveals the secret as her dissection of Lore alongside the now missing Commander Maddox. Damn, he's missing? What's happening?
What's going on?
Data seems shocked and a little Data upset at the turn of events, deciding to take no further part in the symposium. The argument turns heated and Data leaves.
Bye, Data.
Picard calls Data his ready room and tries to get him to help the scientist, even though Picard himself has formally protested to Starfleet. Though Data is initially reluctant, Picard tells him that his input could stop future androids becoming like Lore. Data agrees, but when he arrives, two of the scientists lie dead in the lab.
What?
I'm scared. Hold me.
Okay.
Worf's investigation is recounted in the meeting room. There was no physical evidence, and the lab was locked from the inside. During the briefing, Data is distracted and easily startled. He can hear the screams of the scientist in his mind.
Damn, this dude's going full mental fucking breakdown.
No doubt.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen. I bet. Oh fuck! It's gonna be like Before or Another Android or something. Oh fuck, dude! I already know.
Let's see.
Oh fuck! Am I right?
After the meeting, Data is about to speak to Beverly and Geordi when a communication comes up from the planet. 2 more scientists have been killed.
Damn.
An away team goes down to the lab, and Data can see memories of the dead scientists running from him. Fearing he is somehow responsible, he tells Crusher and LaForge. Their diagnostics on Data show that he's been tampered with in the past few days, and there is a secret subroutine in his positronic net. Before they can report it, the genius scientists barge in and stuns Geordi and Beverly.
Bye.
It turns out the genius is one of Lore's former Borg acolytes trying to resurrect her lord.
I just want to say that Borg acolyte is a fucking dope 2 words put together.
It really is.
It's fucking cool.
She was given a backup of Lore's personality and has been downloading it to Data through his dream sequence.
Oh, okay. I see.
The scientist activates Lore's program fully and he takes control of Data. Dun dun dun.
I was sort of correct.
They've been testing the takeover subroutine for days. Lore temporarily hijacking Data during his dream cycle to take control and kill the people who wanted to replicate him. He doesn't want lots of imitations, just a new body, and for his brother and he to be together.
Finally!
Always.
I was gonna say, finally, a bigger dick. You know Lore's got a small dick.
Why did Father do this to me?
That's why he's so pissed. He
Yeah.
saw the schematic and was like, that dude's got like a 9-inch flaccid penis.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Flaccid? Lord
Yeah.
commandeers the Enterprise, sets the self-destruct, and heads for the shuttle. How did he do that? How did he set the self-destruct?
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, he heads for the shuttle bay, but Beverly gets there first. She talks to him and
More
how
like
he'll feel when...
cleverly.
Oh man, that's clever. But Beverly gets there first. She talks to him about how he'll feel when he thinks back about killing all of Data's friends.
Yeah.
At first, Lore shrugs off the idea, but Data has the ability to process absence and miss friends, an ability Lore has never possessed due to his sociopathy. It messes with Lore's rage. Now he can't just ignore the guilt. A battle between his and Data's programming stopping him from doing anything.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Lore.
Distracted, the crew subdue him, save the remaining scientists, and finally purge Lore's programming for good. The only loose end is they can't locate the ex-Borg scientist.
Uh-oh.
While Data is being repaired, Riker goes to check he's alright one night. He tells Will that he will be on time when he's fit for duty again.
Ditch it, Will's in it.
Not Will Wheaton, Will Riker.
Oh.
He tells Riker he'll be on time when he's fit for duty again, but Riker tells him to take a few days off, wishing him sweet dreams.
Aw.
The Borg sits on a cargo ship with the Sung replication designs and is already whittling a new Lore hand, speaking in tongues to herself like a religious nut. Dun dun dun.
This is some fucking... This reminds me of something.
This is so fucking rich. Why aren't you just writing the show?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously gonna pitch. I'm not gonna not pitch this, so...
I'm gonna super pitch this one. Like,
Yeah.
riches are always really long, and I'm worried when I start. Like, oh
Yeah,
no,
but
this is gonna
like
take
any
up a
good
bunch of
book,
time.
you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but it takes up time on like a really fucking great story idea that I wish was real.
Yeah. It makes me sad, though, because it's not, and, like, life is terrible.
Yeah. He finishes out the email with, "Keep up the good work, you excellent fellows. Uniform tailor on the USS Tapon's radio program and proud patron, Rich." Dude, some shit's going down over there.
Yeah, check out, like, change the locks or something to the radio
Like,
program.
you guys should check on Tapon, please, and get back
make
to
sure
us.
he's fine. I'm worried. Call me when you find him.
Call us. Our phone number is 866-443-6644893-334682486.
Yeah, it's just like a 23-digit long number that anyone can remember.
Or you can just send us a subspace message to Satellite
an
M.
emoji, like a thumbs up emoji or something.
We got
up
like
meaning,
Romulan
like,
and Vulcan emojis now, right? Just send us which one he is right now.
Wait, what's the Romulan one?
He's got the shoulders. It's like the Romulan head and then the big shoulder pads.
Wait, where? In the phone?
Yeah, it's the 24th century. We've got Romulan ones. I like that you thought. You're like, wait, let me get my phone.
Well, they do have the fucking... they do have the Live Long and Prosper one.
They do. They do have that one.
I was trying to think, like, what would be the Romulan equivalent? Like some sort of Romulan middle finger or something? I don't know.
Our next email is from Jack Carpenter.
Oh, I know Jack.
Jack's a good guy. Mm-hmm. He says, "Hey, y'all, big fan of Pizza Monsters here.
Me too.
I'm writing this while on a work trip to New Orleans. I looked and asked around for Cisco's Creole Kitchen in the French Quarter, but unfortunately I couldn't find it.
All right, this is my favorite email of the night, so it's fucking great.
I did manage to find about a dozen Sazeracs. Sazeracs?
I don't know what that is. We don't have that.
And proceeded to drink them promptly. I woke up the next morning with like 20 bead necklaces and don't know how I got them. Oopsie!
For a dude, though, it's just showing a little ball.
Just one ball. You just pop one ball.
Nut out.
Anyway, here's an incredibly stupid, waste of time request for all of y'all.
Awesome, my favorite.
This could go on forever, so don't feel like you gotta go through all of it.
Okay.
You've got the whole cast of every Star Trek. Pick your starting five in a basketball game.
Oh, man. Worf, Data, obviously.
Oh, he's got positions set up here.
Oh, he does. Okay.
He's got point guard, shooting guard.
Which one? Okay, like I don't know about which one's point guard?
Point guard is the one who guards for points. Basketball positions are more like suggestions
they
than
like
anything.
change, right? Yeah, because like the offense.
But point guard is like a
crazy.
leader position.
I know center is the guy who stands under the basket.
Yeah, center is like guard, really. It's like your main
Right.
guard. Point guard is like the leader position. Like the
Right.
captain of the team is the point guard.
Yeah, but they're not. But since like everyone's moving around, it's not like
He did outline his team.
okay.
Point guard, Kirk. He's a proven leader, shows creativity, and I feel like he could distribute the rock well.
Yeah.
Fucking hold up.
Nope.
I lost the email for a second. Okay, shooting guard, Kira, aggressive, decisive, definitely a slashing guard that could take it to the hole and score
I
when
love
needed.
Kira.
Small forward, Jadzia, versatile, tough. I like her well-roundedness as a swing forward.
Okay, all right.
Power forward, Ben Sisko, tough as shit. You just know he'd get physical for a rebound and go ham in the paint.
This is just a DS9 with Kirk.
Yeah, pretty much, especially since the center is Worf.
Yeah.
He says Worf. I mean, come on, it's Worf. Good luck putting anything up around the rim with him on the glass.
I was gonna put Worf at center too. So
It's true.
he's tall, he's strong. Yeah.
I gotta agree with Worf at center.
No, I have a better center, Mr. Hume.
Fucking Mr. Hum, right?
Mr. Hump, yeah, whatever. How do you say
Jesus.
it?
Lurch. Just
Lurch,
get
yeah,
Lurch
it's
as
fucking
your
Lurch.
center. Lurch can't move. He moves
No,
like
but
a fucking sloth.
I think Sean Bradley proved how good Lurch would be at center.
Look, all right, I'm going center Worf.
Okay, I'll go with that too. I was gonna say that too.
I'm gonna go point guard Kirk as well. I feel like he is a proven leader, and
Okay.
he also has the physicality necessary.
Who am I gonna? I'm gonna go Archer. He's like a Larry Bird.
Hey, I could see him being a Larry Bird.
He's a Larry Bird.
Especially because
No,
Larry Bird's from the South, and I'm sure he had at least some racism.
Archer's from Sacramento. No, he's from San Francisco. He grew up in San Fran.
He's still a big old racist.
That's like just heresy.
He's a spacist. He grew out. He learned the error of his ways as time went on.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
keep
even
going.
Kirk was a spacist against Klingons for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Everybody has a little spacism in them. You got to work through it.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, me.
So, who you going for shooting guard? Well, I guess you didn't. I guess you did pick a point guard. You got Archer.
Yeah, I got Archer.
You're gonna need somebody aggressive.
somebody aggressive.
Somebody who can make some points for you.
I want Data on my team because he's a robot and he will be good at everything.
That's true. Why don't you put him as like point forward? Because
Yeah.
like he's a robot. He's strong as fuck. Who's gonna go against him?
Okay, I'll do that. Data at that one, and then I need an aggressive person.
Yeah.
Let's say General Marta.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Just a whole
That-
team of Klingons.
That dude's got one eye, but who cares?
He does great things with one eye. All you need is a short forward now.
So a short person. What do short
Fucking
forwards
small
do?
forward anyway.
Small forward, yeah.
Small forward is basically like the bridge between like your guard and the person who's gonna take it to the hole.
Okay.
You're gonna need somebody who's a real good team player.
Real good team player. Who's a really good team player? Jordy?
Jordy's a good team player. He's very short.
I'm gonna go with Jordy or Muggsy Bowes.
Muggsy LaForge.
Muggsy LaForge. Is he good at shooting threes?
I don't know. I've never played with Jordy.
He's a guy who can shoot a threes.
Point guard going with Kirk, like I said.
Yeah.
Shooting guard, I need somebody. God, Martok's a good choice. He really is.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna go with Ro Laren.
Ooh. Ooh, so good.
Because, like, Kira eventually becomes less aggressive as time goes on, and Rolaren becomes more aggressive as time goes on.
She just gets more mad about shit. Yeah.
Small forward, I'm going to need a team player. I think I'm going to go Riker.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Riker.
He's deceptively good at team playerness.
Yeah.
That's good.
Point forward, huh? Center, I'm going Worf. I'm going Worf for center.
Yeah. Death to the opposition.
Exactly. Power forward is what it is, actually. Fuck. It's weird, like, trying to remember the actual positions and shit since I haven't played on a real team since I was a little kid.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the positions in basketball. I always sort of, like you said, I was like, wait, but they move around a lot. Like,
it's really like what you're supposed to be responsible for,
right.
But it really goes out the window for the most part.
Well, like, basketball now is just, like, so crazy, right? So, like, nobody cares, right? They're just like, do whatever, shoot the ball.
This one's a tough one for me. But I think my power forward is going to be Spock because he's strong as 3 men.
That's true. That's a good one. Why don't we just pick all strong people?
I don't know. Just a group full of super strong people who can't be defeated.
Can I pick, like, one of the monsters from Space Jam?
Shit, you'd be undefeatable unless Michael Jordan showed up.
Yeah, so, like, I'll pick one of those because I'm assuming... Here's my my crossover from the other email. Space Jam and Star Trek.
God, yes! Like, it's a 3-way basketball game, right? Between the Monstars, the Looney Tunes, and the crew of the Star Trek Enterprise.
And it's like the chessboard. It's 3D chess, but basketball.
I would watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah, that's like definitely on ESPN The Ocho.
Jack finishes out the email by saying, I hope you all enjoyed this bullshit as much as I did thinking about it. My bonus 6th man off the bench is Riker. The dude can do it all.
Oh, you need a 6th man. Ah, shit. I don't think I picked a female, so I'll pick, I love Kira, so I want her on my team, so.
Kira on your team, huh?
Damn, I love Kira.
Oh, shit. Who am I gonna choose? I don't have anybody from Enterprise or Voyager on my team.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I know who you'd pick. Neelix.
I choose as my 6th man, Wesley Crusher.
Oh.
And then I will literally leave him on the bench the entire game, so he has to look at everyone else having fun.
Oh, my God.
And he never gets to have fun the entire game.
I wouldn't even pick him as, like, my fucking, like, those kids who they get to mop up the sweat. I wouldn't even pick him as that.
Actually, more than likely somebody's gonna get fucking hurt, right? So I guess my 6th man, Beverly Crusher did some train. Actually, no, I picked Julian Bashir because he's a superhuman.
Yeah, he could just like do the math and throw the ball. It's like he's like a globetrotter. Like you just got a globetrotter on your team.
I would just switch him out with somebody as soon as I started losing, and then he would just globetrotter all over Josh's team.
Oh, we playing each other? Oh.
I guess we're playing each other.
I mean, it's either you're playing me or you're playing Jack. So
well, Jack and I have the 2 same people on our team, so like we both have Kirk and Worf. That's a problem.
It's called Mirror Dimensions.
I guess that's true. I'd take Mirror Worf. I bet he would be insanely violent.
Oh, nobody picked Garrick. Ooh, I mean, he'd be good at.
I don't see Garrick being a real physical guy.
Yeah, but he could like poison your team, like poison the other team.
Jesus, that's a little extreme for a basketball game.
Hey, do you want to win or not, Jeff?
I guess not.
I mean, I'll be gladly holding the trophy that we totally imagined for this made-up game.
Josh is not a competitive person at heart, everybody.
If I've got to murder somebody to win a fake trophy, I'll fucking do it.
Thanks as always, bros. Commander Jack Carpenter of the USS Virginia.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack. That was a fun thought experiment.
That was good.
And our last email of the night is from Spivsy.
Spivsy.
And the title of the email is, here's a tagline for your show. The M stands for, that's a good podcast. Which he already had quoted and we tweeted about it, but I love that it's in the show now. That's a good podcast.
That's a good podcast. It's like a 80s like Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
I really want, at the end of the theme, the ending theme for this show, for that's a good podcast, to just be inserted at the end of every episode.
All right, I can do that if I remember.
Hey again, it's me, Spivsy, from the internet.
Oh, that place, yeah.
I tried coming up with some peyote for Season 8 of The Next Generation, so let me know what you think. Season 8, Episode 3. He's starting at 3. I don't know what happens in 1 and 2. We're starting with 3.
Like a production schedule is different or something?
Riker starts riding around the ship on a 3-wheeled bike and calling himself William Triker. Geordi and Data try to join his club with disastrous results for Worf's annual Klingon Hogmanay celebrations. I'm gonna pitch this for William Triker.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's just great.
Season 8, Episode 7.
Oh, whoa.
Deanna Troi gets her arm caught in a vending machine in 10 forward, and Geordi needs to get her out of there. It takes him away from fixing a broken turbo lift, which is headed straight towards a shack Worf built at the bottom of a shaft. Meanwhile, Picard is teaching Data how to play backgammon with disastrous results. This is like a real 8th season. This is what the episodes would have been like.
Isn't this in Masks?
I'm wondering what the shack at the bottom of the turbo lift shaft is, honestly.
Is that a reference? I don't understand it.
I remember somebody saying that a turbo lift was going to destroy O'Brien's house in the Discord.
Is that,
And then somebody said, I'll pitch that, but only if it's a shack at the bottom of the turbo lift. Season 8, Episode 11, special live-action crossover event with the Jetsons.
All right, pitch it.
I'm going to pitch that one.
Yep.
Season 8, Episode 23, Q appears and turns everyone into puppets. The crew learns a valuable lesson about acceptance before Picard tricks Q into saying his name backwards and steals his powers.
Oh my god, that's fucking... Damn.
Yuke. He tricks him into saying Yuke.
Yuke.
I'll pitch that.
What's a shorthand term for a ukulele? A uke?
Oh no! I'll be back in 1 year, Picard!
And then he spins off into the Phantom Zone.
I think it'd be very easy to insert lessons about social issues into these episodes, and not to toot my own horn, but they may be the best episodes of the entire season.
I'm not gonna...
The season he made.
Oh my god. Right.
Have fun talking into microphones. Freelance Starship window cleaner Spivsy of the USS Tapon's radio program. What the hell are you guys doing over there?
Yeah, get your shit together, guys.
I'm real worried about the USS Tapon's radio program. I will say that all of these emails that mention they're from there came in after the email with the decoded message I said out loud.
This could all be disinformation.
Oh no, do you think it's testing our loyalty?
Maybe it's code. I don't know, man. I'm just like I don't know. I'm just a scientist. I don't know, man.
Here, let me go back to this Tapon email, right? Like,
don't read it again.
Maybe I read the message wrong. Federation.
Oh god, we're just doing it again.
Ship.
Jesus.
Titan. Spotted at Galorndon Core.
Stop.
Fuck! I did it again!
Oh my god, this is unbelievable.
I thought it would say something different
What
this
did you think
time.
I was gonna say?
I thought I read it wrong last time.
Ugh.
Oh no, guys. No, wait. It says Federation ship not spotted at Galorndon Core.
First try, nailed it. Nice.
It says not. So nobody send any Romulan ships there.
We're getting court-martialed like so hard.
Oh, not again.
I know. It takes forever. And honestly, like, just whatever. Like, I'll pay the parking ticket, whatever.
I had to clean up leaves with Tom Paris last time.
I don't know which is worse, the cleaning up the leaves or the Tom Paris part.
He wouldn't fucking stop talking about Baywatch at me. Yeah, I get it, Tom. They run in slow motion and the tits bounce. I get it.
Remember when he fell in love with Sarah Silverman? That was weird.
Yeah.
Not that that's weird because she's like hilarious and attractive, I find, but you know.
She's very pretty in that episode specifically, but
yeah.
How come we never get to travel back in time?
I know, I mean, it sort of sucked back then. Like, in 2018, shit was crazy. So let's, like, I don't really want to go
It's true.
back.
That was, like, right before World War III, right? Anyway.
Fuck.
If you would like to send us a subspace communication via email, you can send it to us at mclassemail@gmail.com, singular, and we'll read it here on the air.
Yes.
You can follow us on Twitter at mclasspodcast. I'm not sure how our feed ends up in a website that hasn't existed in 600 years.
I don't know.
But whatever, right?
I'm not a temporal scientist. I don't fucking know.
Temporal Prime Directive don't mean shit on Satellite M, is all I'm saying.
We're breaking all kinds of laws.
If I'm going to get court-martialed, I'm going to get court-martialed for something good.
Yeah. Like growing weed in the fucking botany place.
The botany place. The botany deck, I guess.
Yeah, baby. I call it the Bootany Bay.
The USS Bootany Bay.
That's where all the booty shaking takes place.
We are alone on this satellite, I would like to remind everyone listening.
Who said I'm not shaking it? I'm the one doing it. I'm fucking...
Ugh, that's fine. If you would like to support this program, you can head on over to patreon.com/mclasspodcast, and for as low as $1, you can get some cool shit.
Yeah, baby.
And for a little bit more money than that, I think our audio logs are getting released to the public now. So that'll be fun.
I mean, they're evidence now, so...
Yeah. Did you say anything on any of those that could get us implicated?
No comment.
I mostly just talked about Perfect Strangers for 700 of them. Do you think that'll get us in trouble?
I mean, I think it's like that thing where there's too much information, so it's hard to sift through. It takes a while, so maybe we're good for a couple more, like, years. I don't know.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in to M-Class Email, and we'll see you in 1 week for more M-Class goodness.
Bye-bye.
Bye.